Hello and welcome back. My name is Eliza Mozal, and if you are new to that channel, big warm welcome to you. Over here we are talking about spirituality, spiritual journey, self-esteem, self-worth, self-empowerment, all that amazing juicy stuff. And I actually help people explore more their spiritual side. So if this is something you are interested in, this is exactly the place for you. And in today's video I wanted to share with you something that is just so life-changing, and in the same way so simple that it's nearly unbelievable. And I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza 3 questions to ask myself on a daily basis to go through that enormous life-changing transformation. That wouldn't happen if I wouldn't been studying Dr. Joe Dispenza's work very deeply, very intensively. There were moments, and they still are, where I'm so obsessed and so absorbed because this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. If you want to learn what kind of 3 questions you can ask yourself every single day at the morning so you can go through that life-changing transformation, stay tuned, because by the end of that video that will be perfectly clear to you what to do, what to ask yourself, and what kind of results you can actually expect. A year and a half ago, I've been introduced to Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, which has been an absolutely revolutionary to me. By this time, for somewhere around 3.5 years, I've been already on my own spiritual journey, and I've been already working very intensively on a daily basis to change the things and aspects about me that I already knew that they are holding me back. These things that I was noticing in myself, I wasn't doing them because I wanted them to do. I deeply believe I was addicted to this way of thinking and feeling, which created this specific personality, which created this specific personal reality I wasn't exactly happy with. And don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of progress for these 3.5 years. At this time, my life changed drastically into something so much more beautiful. I gained so much more peace and harmony in my life, yet they were still things that they were constantly holding me back, and I was constantly sabotaging my progress. But as well, along the spiritual journey, the farther we go, the more layers we are peeling, and the more things are brought to the surface, so the more things we have to deal with. At least that was my perception, and that perception still served me well. So the further I was going on my journey, the more I was learning about myself, the deeper stuff I was reaching, the deeper stuff was coming to the surface, so it can be dealt with, get over it, and moved on the side. And they were things that they were coming, that they were really big and deep stuff, like social anxiety, the stuff like a back of the depression, the stuff that I thought I dealt with and I did in the past, but maybe not to this deepest level. And when I started learning about Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, when I started studying him on a daily basis, reading his books, listening to every single possible audio that it was out there on YouTube, watching that stuff every single day, meditating every single day, the way Dr. Joe Dispenza tells us to do, the more I started learning. And I was coming across quite big walls, you know. I believe every single one of us have these moments when we come to a point, I don't know if I can go any further. And this is the point when we don't give up, we actually cross that bridge. We actually go over that river, we cross that river of change, and things started happening. And then we come up across another thing, and another thing, and another thing. And I absolutely love this journey because there is no way of getting bored, and it's only growth and growth and growth and growth and growth. And what I have discovered, that it's so simple, so easy, and so life-changing, are those 3 questions that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about in nearly every single interview that he is there. And every time he mentions studying spontaneous remediations, he always mentions these 2 steps that these people have done every single day. So the first question that I'm going to mention over here, and every single one of these people that they are actually achieved any transformation in their health, in their life, in their body, in their spirituality, in every aspect they wanted to change, the number one question was, who I no longer want to be. What kind of parts of myself, what kind of thinking patterns that I am performing on a daily basis do not belong in my future. And let me just give you a little example. So for me, that was a lot to do with living in a survival state, with giving my power away to the external environment, to the external circumstances, and to other people, which it was me depending on how am I seen by these people, and it was as well that how I think and feel about myself, it depends on what's going to happen outside of me. So I was always totally disempowering myself. I was always giving my power away to that external, source, to that outside situation, and it could be, only repeating the past. So when I started asking myself, what is it within me that cannot belong in that beautiful future that I would like to have, it was this giving power away to external sources, constantly relying on outside people, sources, situations to tell me how am I gonna think and feel about myself today, how am I gonna think about and feel about my life, what I have done so far, and how my future should look like. So I had to stop totally becoming the victim of what's happened in the past and what's happening right now and what might or might not shape my future. I had to step into my own power. So if you want to start asking yourself that question, it would be really helpful and useful if you would get down pen and paper, get the journal, whether it's pretty, ugly, it doesn't matter, pen and paper, and you can write down that stuff that you know deep inside do not belong in your future. What kind of thinking, thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that they do not belong into your future, that they constantly keep on recreating that old past experiences. I think this is extremely powerful because it's like when you have a house, whether it's a tiny house, a van life, whether it's a beautiful massive mansion, whatever it is your dream and liking, when you have this new beautiful space or old beautiful space, whatever it is, and you want the new furniture, you want it to be a totally new vibe, you want to paint the walls or take off the wallpaper, whatever it is you want to do to that interior, before you can make any changes, you have to get rid of the old one. So you have to get rid of that old wallpaper. You have to scrape off the walls. You have to take away that old furniture that it doesn't serve you best, that it doesn't hold whatever you want to hold in the future. The same is with your interior. And of course, everything starts from our thinking. Our thoughts turn into thinking and emotional patterns, which then creates those chemicals which create these addictions that we want to repeat over and over again, and it creates this attitudes towards ourselves and our outside world, and it creates our personal reality. So if you want to get rid of that old stuff, you have to be very clear at what is it and what is it leading to. So writing down with a journal, maybe meditate for 5-10 minutes, take few deep beautiful breaths to cleanse yourself, and start writing down what is the stuff that do not belong in your amazing future. And you know exactly what that stuff is the moment you start to be present with your thoughts. This moment you start seeing that thing that constantly it's in the background and keep on repeating in your head. She said this, they said that, next time I'm gonna tell them this and that, and by the way, when this gonna happen, I'll be prepared because I will do this, and all that crap. Okay, I hope that makes sense, guys. So please let me know in the comment section. I would love to know what is your pattern, because my pattern is making myself a victim, disempowering myself and giving my power away to the outside sources. what is your pattern? I would love to know. But the most important it is when you're going to become clear about that pattern with yourself. If you want to help other people as well to become more aware of their pattern, please bring that stuff down in the comment section. It's gonna help other people to figure out what could be their stuff. And now the question number 2. So after you have asked yourself at the morning, before the meditation or in the meditation or after Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, who you no longer want to be today, it's really, really, really important to ask yourself instead of that, who do you actually want to be today? And when you ask yourself that question, be very clear on how exactly that person feels and looks like. So it's really important to become clear with yourself, that future self, that future you, what kind of thinking and emotional patterns this person has. Are you actually overthinking stuff? No. Are you actually thinking, feeling sorry for yourself? Hell no. Do you constantly dwell on the lack, no time, no energy, no money? Of course not. So that kind of perspective of the future, of your future self, would be something that it is empowered and contains lots and lots of elevated emotions. So be clear on who exactly you want to be. And for me, that was being not just only compassionate, and loving towards myself, but let myself, step into my own power. For me, it was to I'm the one who decides how am I gonna think and feel about myself. And if I feel confused, I am connecting with that higher power. I am connecting with that higher self. I am connecting with that somewhere huge and bigger than me and any other human. So I'm sure that I'm not connecting with that old patterns of thinking and feeling. So for me, instead of making myself a victim out of anything, it was about me believing again that I am victorious, me stepping into my own power and not letting the outside environment decide in any way how am I gonna think, feel and behave. Especially in a stressful situation, I'm the one who has to be the most calm, and I'm the one who has to show bigger heart. I'm the one who has to be bigger than the situation that I am in right now. So that was my new decision that I became with, and with time it was evolving. So be clear exactly on who you exactly want to be today and make this your daily intention. And what's really, really helped me is to, during the day, especially when I am in a work environment, especially when I am surrounded with the people who in the past constantly pressed the same emotional buttons, the same stuff that it was coming out of me. It was very important that I would be detaching myself. For example, toilet or a break outside, going into my car, and just totally focusing on my breath, detaching from that past self, from these feelings and emotions, and connecting with that new intention of who am I being today, and constantly reminding myself who I am no longer want to be today. No, it's not going to happen, it's not happening, and who am I choosing to be today. And if by any chance I miss the mark, no judgment, no criticism, just correcting the course, taking few deep cleansing breaths and getting back on the track. So I hope this is very helpful. Well, it was and it still is extremely helpful to me, and I am very, very, very grateful to Dr. Joe Dispenza and all these videos that they are out there, that I was able to learn that valuable, extremely valuable and priceless skill. But I've mentioned 3 questions, and I believe that it is very good as well, and it doesn't have to be done every single day, but you be your own judge. The question number 3 that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about all the time is the question, how the best possible version of myself looks and feels like. Who is that totally the best possible version of Eliza and how that looks like, how that feels like, how that person behaves, how that person looks, how that person walks, how that person smells, how that person talks, how this person looks at other people, how this person looks at herself. And having that clear within myself, having that question, when I ask myself that question, it turns totally different brain waves in my brain. It makes me think and behave in a totally different way. I no longer, when I ask myself that question, I no longer think, what am I gonna say to Susie when Susie is not gonna be the way I want her to be. I'm thinking about totally different stuff. My vibration automatically goes up. My energy becomes magnetic and beautiful and radiant. All of a sudden, I'm experiencing miracles on a daily basis. I see life and people and myself in a totally new way. And when you're going to start asking yourself these 3 questions, you're going to be experiencing that stuff, as long you will set the intention that these 3 questions will be something that it will be with you from the morning till the end of the day. And there is always and always and always time. It takes only 5 minutes to sit down every single morning and invest in yourself. And if you're doing that, if you're absolutely 100% devoted to that work, devoted to that stuff, an hour or 2 hours out of your day will be nothing, and it will become your priority. I'm one of these people who in the past didn't have time to do stuff because that wasn't my priority, because I didn't fully believe that I can do it. When I started being totally invested in that stuff, totally investing in my well-being, in my better future, that stuff became my priority and time appeared. That's all of a sudden, time is not an issue over here, and there is no problem for me to wake up at 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. every single day and do that stuff because I love myself enough to do it. Okay, I think my leg is getting numb. I think that's it what I wanted to say about these 3 beautiful and powerful questions, that they are life-changing and life-transforming. It is a little bit like taking Dr. Joe Dispenza work into a little 5-minute capsule that you can connect and reconnect with throughout the day, at the morning, during your breaks, whatever it is that you do. And I think it is beautiful that there are so many people who have been touched by Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and they keep on doing it on a daily basis. If you are one of these people, please raise your hand. Please let me know in the comment section. I would love to know that we have here a team of people who is absolutely in love with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. And if you got any value whatsoever out of this video, I would appreciate if you would hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, because it's going to help me and this channel create more and more and more content for those who exactly need to hear that stuff. I wish you absolutely all the best on your journey. I wish you a beautiful day. Stay awesome, stay amazing, keep on exploring your spirituality, and I will see you soon in my next video. Mwah. So, oh,